need you, baby. I want you, baby, but I see lies.
Guys, so jumping straight into the video, I'm just using some foam so I could easily be able to pull my lace up. I don't have a lot of glue on this lace, so it wasn't really that hard to pull up. So this is just me doing that, and I'm just taking my finger and pulling it up. I also didn't have a lot on my skin, so I really just rubbed it off and went about my day. And also, I'm just going to take some gel to slick back my edges and my widow's peak so I can have a more defined part and it won't just be my hair all over the place underneath the cap. I also did put some of that on my part also. So I'm putting on my cap, and I had this weird line on my cap for some reason. But when I put my caps on, I pull them all the way down so they could be nice and thin, and that way it's more transparent under the wig. So I'm taking my freeze spray, I'm spraying it on the cap, and I like to get it on my edges too so it could really stay down. I'm taking some makeup and I'm gonna put it on the cap. It's not really my skin color, but it works for me. I'll put a generous amount but less on the edges because you don't want too much product on the cap. So I'm just going and cutting it, and these scissors were the worst. I tried like 3 different pairs and none of them worked. Maybe it's because I'm left-handed, I don't know. So I'm cutting the cap, and this is a closure, so you don't need to have the whole cap on your head. So I'm only keeping about 5 inches on the of the cap on my head. So I'm just going to cut, and when you cut, you want to cut as close as possible because once again, the goal of the cap is for it to be transparent underneath the lace. So I'm cutting as close as possible, even with these dull scissors that were just not working, but eventually I got it to work. And I just changed the lighting for you guys so you can really see how close I was trying to cut this. But be sure that you don't cut yourself because I have done that and it is not nice. And I'm really just trying to get close. So I didn't have any thread, so I just took a barrette and I stuck it on there. So this was the lace once I actually washed it, and it's nice and clean. So I'm just taking some foam so I could slick back the baby hairs for when I get ready to glue it. That way you won't have flyaways all over the place when you're doing the gluing down process. And this process is so satisfying for some reason, and this is how it looks in the end. So now I'm just taking some makeup. This is important, and I'm putting it on the lace. You want to do this before you put it on because you don't want to have so much makeup after you glue it down. So I'm just getting ready and I'm practicing the position of where I want the wig to be and if I have my cap low or high enough. So I'm just taking some more of that foam and taking some more flyaways because you really don't want any hair to be in your glue. So this folding over lace method is important because it helps the lace to not be in your way. And I'm using 3 layers of freeze spray, and this just works as a good adhesive when it's under your glue. And I'm combing it because I don't want to have unnecessary freeze spray on my face, so I just push it over. I'm taking some Ghost Bond glue on a earwax stick, and I'm just putting some of that glue right on my forehead. And I'm actually not using a lot, and this is why it's gonna dry so fast. When you use a lot, it takes longer to dry. And I'm just rubbing that into my skin, and it doesn't take long to dry at all. This really isn't sped up that much, so as you can see, it's drying up pretty fast. And I'm going to do 3 layers of that, and I'm also going to get it on the cap as I'm doing right here because you want that cap to stay on your head because it will slide back eventually. So now I'm just putting it back, and I'm shaking my head because it helps the wig to actually come forward, and as well as me taking my hand and pushing it forward on my head. So I'm just looking at the placement. I haven't pushed it down yet, but now I am. You really want to see if it's a good placement for you before you go pressing it down, because once you press it down, it's really no coming back. Then you're going to have to redo the entire process again. I saw I had a little piece that didn't stay down, so I just went back with my comb and I pushed it back in the lace and the glue. So with my baby hairs, I sectioned out another part and I had to redo them. Baby hairs, it's all about customization. It's really no way to do it. I definitely edited out how long it took me to do this because these baby hairs have minds of their own and they take forever to do. And I'm using mousse to do this. And I also did my other side the same way. I cut the baby hairs and I just mold them the way I want them to go in a C motion. That is the key to how I do my baby hairs. I do them in a C motion and it looks pretty. So now I'm just taking some makeup and I'm lightly patting it on the lace. You don't want to get it too much in the lace. So then I wrapped it up and I sprayed my wrap with freeze spray. And this helps to really set that freeze spray in the lace. Then I'm going to take my blow dryer on high heat. The heat because it will manipulate the lace to stay down. So then I'm just going to cut that strip off. And this is so satisfying, because when I pull it off, you will see that the lace is melted. Look at that. That looks great. And my hair needs to get blow dried, but it's okay. My baby hair messed up a little bit, but I just went back with some foam and I fixed it back to that pretty C. And this is just me feeling myself, y'all. You know, I was happy because I had my hair done. So I'm going back to put some more makeup on that lace after I just wrapped it up, because you want to have a layer that's still sitting on top. So I saw I had a little bit of hair in the lace, so I just took my tweezers and I plucked it out. So after I did that, I put some foam on my hair so I could get the push back look that I like. You don't have to do this, but this is how I like to do my hair. And I put freeze spray so it will get even harder and easier to stay like that, and easier for me to mold my hair. Normally I would take my wand and I would leave it right there so it could really stay down. I changed the lighting so you guys can really see how melted this is and how pretty everything looks. So then I just go and I wrap that over. You don't have to do this for a long time, just a little while. And as you can see, it's molded. But I'm just taking my comb to get the hairs going in a straight motion the way I would like them to. And then I'm just combing the top of my head. Then I'm taking some makeup and I'm putting a lighter tone on the lace. And that just helps it to look more natural. And this tone is a little bit lighter. So then I'm taking a makeup pencil to define my part because it was a little bit over bleached. So I just felt like I needed to do that. And this is a black one. I don't use black spray because I don't know how personally, and I feel like it makes the lace black if you overuse it. And then I'm just taking my makeup concealer to get the part even more defined and pretty. And this is how it looks in the end. Nice and melted, as you guys can see. My flat irons were broke, so I could not even curl my hair, but whatever. The lace is melted. That's what's important. And this is with the flash on. This is with no filter, no effects, none of that. This is a natural camera, my regular camera. And it looked melted to me, y'all, period. So I didn't even film an outro, but I hope you guys like my video. Like and subscribe, turn on post notifications. I hope this video was helpful and answer any questions that you guys might have had. But if you still have questions, please feel free to comment